take on all of us.
You take on one of us. You take on all of us.
All right.
You take on one of us. You take on all of us.
So again, let's start this program. I'm honored to introduce our first speaker, the president of National Nurses United and the mighty New York State Nurses Association, Nancy Higgins.
Hello. What do we want?
Contract.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Contract.
When do we want it?
Now.
UMC nurses, we've got your back. 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 We got your back. We've got your back. In UMC management, shame, shame, shame on you. Shame you. Shame on you. Shame, shame, shame on you. Let's get this done. As the president of both New York State Nurses Association and National Nurses United, it's my honor to be here today, standing with UMC nurses in your righteous fight for safe patient condition. And we're not gonna give up until you get it. You hear me? And then you represent more than 225,000 nurses across the United States. And from my home state of New York to California, everywhere in between, we have NNU nurses from all across the country. So it was very important for us to come and stand with UMC colleagues today. You already won such a huge victory by organizing our union. And now, UMC nurses, you deserve a strong first contract that guarantees protection for your patients and the nurses as well. UMC nurses, you are not alone in your fight. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. We're here to fight with you. We are here to raise our voices with you for safe staffing. UMC must invest in hiring and retaining enough nurses to safely give each patient and focus on the care they deserve. We're here with you to demand strong workplace violence prevention standards. Patients and nurses deserve a hospital free of violence. And we are here today to demand the safe working condition that keeps experienced nurses around to care for this community and the community they so love. And I guess UMC management, through their intimidating nurses by refusing to bargain in good faith. Shame on you! But you know what?
Shame on you.
Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! You know what we always say? When you take one of us, you take. When you take one of us,
You take on all of us.
I'm going to conclude by inviting you to make sure that UMC management really gets the message. Let me hear you say, when you take one of us,
You take on all of us.
you could do better than that. When you take one of us,
You take on all of us.
when you take one of us,
You take on all of us.
now let's get it done.
Thank you, Nancy. Wow. When you take on one of us,
You take on all of us.
all right. So I'm here to introduce our next speaker, who's a proud union nurse like all of you here. She's our fearless leader who understands the importance of organizing the South. Please give it up for NNU and CNA NNOC Executive Director, Bonnie Castillo.
Oh my God, this is power. This is power. And what kind of power? Union power. There is no place that NNU, NNOC, MNA, Michigan, New York, DCNA would rather be than right here, right now. This is where we belong. As Nancy said, we have your back. And I want to start by saying just how proud. We are so proud to have recently welcomed all of UMC nurses to our union family. We know it's not easy to organize a union, and it is especially not easy to organize a union in a southern right-to-work state, but you did not give up until you won. You won. Your courage, your compassion, tenacity has inspired nurses throughout the South, through and across the United States. And I know that you're putting in the hard work to win the strong contract that has the critical protections for you and your patients. And as Zenny Cortez said yesterday, if nurses aren't safe, our patients aren't safe. And as Nancy said, every nurse here today is with you and has your back. NNU has formed a deep bond with New Orleans and RNs in total, and that started a long, long time ago. I mentioned, I had some remarks earlier today that I was personally on the ground in New Orleans working with memorial nurses before the hurricane hit. And unfortunately, when it hit, the organizing campaign died along with when the storm came in. But we never left, and we sent nurses in to help months and provide relief to nurses and to help you care for your patients. So it is especially meaningful to be here today with UMC nurses because you have carried that legacy of memorial nurses forward. And I know you're not going to stop until every hospital here in New Orleans, every nurse has a union. We will always, always have your back, whatever it takes. As Nancy said, on behalf of a 250,000 nurses, we have your back, we have your patients' back, we have this community's back. So let's all make some noise. What do we want?
Contract!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
A contract!
When do we want it?
Now!
All right, thank you.
The nurses united will never be divided. The nurses united will never be divided. The nurses united will never be divided. The nurses united will never be divided.
All right, folks. Again, it's a very special guest here that's coming up. Next guest is RN here at University Medical Center. A proud member of the bargaining team, Ms. Haley Dupree.
Wow. Thank y'all. Can I just say, I have never seen a more beautiful sea of people, and I celebrate Mardi Gras every year. Y'all are stunning, stunning. Thank you so much for being here and supporting us. My name is Haley Dupree. I've been a nurse for over 10 years. I work in the endoscopy department, and I have the honor of serving on our bargaining team. Over a year ago, the nurses here made the decision to organize a union so we could have a voice to address major issues like patient safety, workplace violence prevention, staffing, and compensation. Issues I'm sure all of you are familiar with.
For too long, we have seen many of our coworkers leave the hospital due to unsafe conditions. Well, we had enough and we organized. In December of last year, we won our election to become the first private hospital in Louisiana to unionize. Over 82% of our coworkers voted yes to a union. It was the largest union victory in Louisiana in over 30 years. For months, the bargaining team and nurses have been fighting for a strong contract. How has our hospital responded? With gaslighting and more lip service. Giving the illusion of doing something instead of listening and implementing our common sense proposals. I am proud to say that our nurses have not let up. From countless marches on the boss to rallies, press conferences, pickets, and now our second historic picket that you are all here for. UMC nurses continue to show up in massive droves to win a strong contract for our patients and our special community we all take pride in caring for. We know that our power comes from our solidarity and our ability to engage in collective action. As I stand with you here today, alongside my fellow bargaining team members, we know that our most powerful tool to get what our patients deserve is in the work we do every day. At our last picket, we collectively decided to launch our strike pledge. I am happy to announce that the overwhelming majority of our coworkers have signed it and have pledged to strike. We know UMC only cares about maximizing profits. Our ability to threaten the flow of their profits is our most powerful tool. Therefore, we believe it is truly time to move forward with a strike vote so that our members can show loud and clear that we are prepared to do what it takes to win a strong contract. I feel so much love and solidarity having all my union siblings here today, and I can't thank you enough for being here and supporting us. Thank you.
What do we want? When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Contract.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want? Contract. When do we want it? Now. Woo!
Yeah. Let's give it up one more time for Haley. I'm honored to introduce our next speaker, a nurse, an RN that works at Children's. Let's give it up for Brooke Tompkins.
Hi everybody, as he said, my name's Brooke. I've been a NICU nurse at Children's for close to 6 years now. At Children's we face a lot of staffing shortages that result in really unsafe patient assignments. The hospital's done little to nothing to retain experienced nurses while they've kept hiring new grads. In the NICU we care for really vulnerable infants, but so often we're forced to take care of older patients when we get pulled to other units, like teenager total care patients, elementary age cancer patients, things we are totally unfamiliar with. We're not trained to handle these patients, and that puts us at risk, and more importantly puts our patients at risk. The nurses that are trained to take care of these patients are trying to help, but they're overworked themselves. That's why we're organizing. We're fighting for better pay, improved staffing, retention of our valuable, experienced nurses, better and functioning equipment, and safety and security for our staff, patients, and for their families. I'm ready, along with the many nurses that I work alongside, to finally have a seat at the table. Since we went public with our organizing efforts, administration has tried to intimidate us. No way! They've increased our security. They've disciplined over 20 nurses across the hospital in the last 2 weeks. And these attempts to silence and scare us are not going to work. These illegal union busting tactics are adding to our determination to create real change. We know that our hospital and any hospital in this country can't run without nurses. We're at the bedside 24/7 providing the patient care to your family members and your loved ones. We're excited to join in with the UMC nurses in our fight to force LCMC to do right by their nurses and their patients. Thank you to everybody at UMC and everybody that's here today and supporting us. We've been so encouraged by the UMC nurses, seeing their organization efforts, and they've been so helpful and inspiring to us. We look forward to following in your footsteps hopefully soon. We need to unite all the nurses across the city, the state, and the South. We're not stoppable when we stand together as nurses. Thank you.
We got your back.
We got your back.
We got your back.
We got your back. We got your back.
All right, we'll do one more chant. Hey UMC, you can't hide. We can see your greedy side.
Hey,
UMC,
you can hide.
we can see your greedy side.
You can hide. We can see your greedy side.
All right. I'm honored to introduce our next speaker. Again, an incredible nurse, an amazing justice warrior. Here to introduce Ms. Terry McGillis.
That's okay. Before I begin, I want us all to take a few seconds and feel the energy and the power in this space. Now look to your right and look to your left. And that is the source of our energy. Our union, our one voice. It is this energy that is going to propel us to victory. My name is Terry McGillis. I have been a registered nurse for over 45 years. Most of those in the community. I now work in the ambulatory care clinics at UMC. When nurses organize, we organize for everyone. The voice of nursing is the voice of the community. We know that when nurses have a strong voice at our hospital, we are able to advocate most strongly for our patients. We are change agents. I want to make this clear. Our working conditions must be good because it is the healing environment for our patients and our community. If nurses are good, patients are good. Corporate greed in any industry is evil, but corporate greed in healthcare kills. An integral part of our union efforts is to bring justice to our nurses as well as our community. The two go hand in hand. Whether it is racial justice, gender justice, economic justice, or healthcare justice, nurses must be at the center of how we address these issues, because it is a healthy community that can effectively fight for the equality and fairness that all people deserve and are entitled to. Every day we work with patients that may be experiencing any one of those injustices. Our ability to connect and advocate for those we care for is power. We stand here together with this large group of nurses. Welcome Chinola and all our comrades from all around the country with a collective goal in mind. Win a strong contract that not only improves the care of our patients receive, but also protects our nurses. It is what should be afforded to us. Respect, equity, and safety. We deserve it. And we deserve to be able to care for this amazing community with those things in mind. I'm a proud, long-time member of New Orleans, and I know I will not start fighting until nurses and patients win what we rightfully deserve. When we fight, we win! Thank you.
This is what solidarity looks like. 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 This is what solidarity
Looks like.
This is what solidarity
Looks like. I got goosebumps, y'all. Oh my God. That was amazing. Let's give it up one more time for Miss Terry. Wow. Again, I just want to say thank you all for coming. I know all the nurses here in New Orleans appreciate the support and show of union solidarity. Can we give our guests and speakers a massive round of applause again? All right, y'all, I know it's getting hot. So a little bit about logistics. The local folks here will continue to picket, but we would like to load the buses here on Canal Street and as quickly as possible to get back to the Hilton. Can we do that?
Yes!
All right. But again, before we do this, as you know, your badges will be scanned to enter the bus, but we'll do our favorite chant at the end here. We'll be back. 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 We'll be back.